Hello, hello, what is up everybody? Welcome to another day of StarCraft 2. Today we're, there I am. There's that man in the red sweater. Reality, go away please, thank you. What's up everybody? Welcome. Today we're having a best of 9 between two pretty darn amazing players. Two players that both of them people have to keep an eye out for what their overall progress is going to be in the upcoming seasons of StarCraft 2. Some pretty good overall estimations as to what these guys can bring to the table. And they've been bugging me to get things started for a while now, trying to get the overall game to go. So you know, I'm not gonna let them wait any longer. Let's just hop right into it. Over here in the bottom left side, we have our Team GP. Red Terran player, he is Boomer. In the top right side, we have ourselves the young one, the Blue Protoss. He's fighting for Alpha X. New addition to the team, still relatively new, I'd say. Although, you know, it's starting to feel more and more accustomed, or at least I feel more and more accustomed to him wearing the yellow dragon. Anyway, he is Zoun. Is not going for any type of a wall on the low grounds here. We'll just contain everything in his main base. For now, that's the plan at least. How's everybody doing? It's an early morning for me. It's overall nice, of course, still nice weather. Nice StarCraft 2, so I suppose we don't have anything to worry about, honestly. You know, always a great start of the day. There's the first scout. The first scout of the day. So it's got to be a lot of firsts here, of course, as is per usual in the first game. Look at that. The first little hits. No, okay. No interminglings with those HP bars just quite yet. And there it is. The first hit. The first hit of the day. That's the first other hits of the day. So I'm not letting this opportunity pass by. Although, well, alright, we'll go up here and move out again. So, what is he doing with his own space? What's he doing with his own stuff over here? He's picking a Nexus to go for a quicker cybernetic score over here. Getting himself the other assimilator too. Still looks kind of awkward to me to have that cyber core be the just like a completely different color. It does kind of feel like some sort of some architect wasn't really quite sure what they were going for, and decided to just do something made by himself. Some kind of some weird artist trying to innovate. The rest of the city just kind of being like, no, we still like this more. Wacky architect. So both scouting units right now for these players is kind of finding each other in the middle of the map. Bombers so far not really being able to get much in the way, shape or form of scouting. Although what Zoun is really doing is mostly just regular stuff anyway, right? So probably not too worried about anything. Well, he might still be worried, but he doesn't have to be too worried about anything extremely awkward or weird suddenly arriving at his base. We'll still move that Reaper over, but yeah, of course, it's always nice to make sure that you know, your opponent is playing the regular game. I'm not sure how much overall these two get to play with one another either. Not completely convinced. But I feel like he should be able to actually... he might be able to get up here. Nice movement there from the Reaper. There we go. Does manage to do so in the into the main base. And does get to see everything here. Right now, there we go. Seeing the Stalkers too kind of gives away that, of course, it will be the blink. Very, very unlikely that you get anything else in that early game against Terran as a Protoss from the Twilight Council at least. Of course, you could go for something else entirely, but from the Twilight Council, I think that's kind of the stuff you want to go for right now. The blink, ensure yourself a little bit more survivability that way. Ease to deal with the drops and other types of harassments like Hellions, battle cruisers, I suppose. They happen sometimes. They happen sometimes. Not that often in TvP, but yeah, I've seen it happen before. And the blink stock is kind of this like cure-all mechanism, isn't it? Where as long as you have those, you should be able to kind of with relative ease deal with most of the things that could come your way. Oh wow, that's a costly cyclone right there. Second bunker coming up immediately. Bomber realizing, you know, that's quite a couple of stalkers right now that Zoun is going for. Might be coming my way to try and disrupt the flow of overall things, snipe some units, and that's exactly what's happening here. He did go for the quick third base, so he doesn't have that many units quite yet, and it does feel like Zoun will need to get himself some damage done here in order to really kind of equalize out the overall economy again. There is a Widow Mine hidden underneath this command center. Does manage to get a good shot off there. Yeah, Zoun quickly with his tail tucked between his legs runs back home again, trying to, well, to the low ground at least. Third base, wouldn't be expecting this one to be coming up pretty soon as well. We already have the armory actually. Is that already a thing? No, okay. So it does get taken out. A little bit hard to see here with whatever is happening in the command center, making it difficult to target fire on those marines, but you know what, Zoun's still doing a pretty good job here. 10 workers do go down, and that immediately kind of puts a reset counter on the overall. Oh my dear lord, gets the siege tank as well. This might be it, guys. The siege tank way too far to the right. Usually you do see people getting them a little bit to the left over here behind those buildings to make it a lot more difficult for stocks to blink right on top. But man, oh man, 20 workers already down. That is rough. That is extremely rough. Bomber definitely getting punished for his transgressions here, for being a little bit lackluster with the overall defenses and the scouting as well, I suppose. Before getting himself that third base, taking a risk and not quite paying off for him so far. The observer here for Zoun as well. You know what? I like this one. You don't see them that often this far backwards in the base, so maybe not as likely for a bomber to be looking at that location to try and figure out where the observers are in order to snipe them, and then, you know, avoid these stocks just continuously abusing the fact that they're well, that they have omnipotence about the entire control and movement of everything that is Terran. Oh my dear lord, there's Warp Prism as well, taking the opportunity here right now, coming in from behind. More units go down in flames immediately, as we have the Marines and the Marauders with the two Medefactors chasing a little cluster of Stalkers right now. They're not trying to fight it too much. There is concussive shell, so that's a smart choice to kind of move backwards here as quickly as possible and try to get yourself the added defenses, because as long as you don't take damage here in this position for Zoun, it's going to be in an amazing place to just bulk up and try to gain some more muscles and just start moving across the map again and deal some devastating blows overall to, well, the entire base of Bomber and his army as well, I suppose. Yeah, definitely a rough one. +1/+1 here being created. It's only +1 for Bomber, the +1 weapons attack. I'm not even sure if he has a second engineering bay. No, he doesn't. Feels like he mostly made that in order to perhaps make himself the missile turrets, of course. That is sometimes necessary, seeing the Twilight Council. You know, it's a possibility. Could happen. We've all seen it before. We've all seen Terrans die because they didn't get themselves that one engineering bay. Kind of like it that I didn't go for the 2 because he, you know, was already trying to be a little bit greedy here with the third command center. So trying to remedy that, of course, already. I mean, if he did go for a second engineering bay as well, and 2 of those upgrades, the game might as well have just, well, could have very well ended right then and there. The observers still kind of showing the movements here, very nicely positioned. Again, a bit of a Wild Prism as well, a lot of Zealots this time around. Stalkers continue to poke in from this other side though, making life difficult for the Terran player here, trying to just kind of process everything at the same time. And we'll maybe actually go for the counter-attack right now, realizing how much damage he's actually taken. You are not going to be able to do that much anymore in a late game scenario here in the macro game. Alright, well, in he comes. No, he's not. Alright, Doom Drop. Here we go. Okay. I think that's a lot better than trying to squeeze through the overall choke here, but we'll still have to wait and see if this is actually going to work out here. Of course, there's a shield battery there as well, and GG is called. Big warp in from Zoun as well. A lot of zealots there blocking the movement, and very well played there by Zoun. Takes the first initial game of this best of 9 series, and it's going to give map choice to Bomber. See what he will go for. And yeah. Sorry if I'm still a little bit groggy, guys. Kind of just rolled out of bed straight to this place. Trying to cast right now. I do have some water still. It probably would be a good idea. Drink some water. That always helps. That always helps. Pillars of Gold. Alright. Lovely map. A lovely map indeed. Let me see the right mod. There we go. Game heart, very important. Looks like the green screen has worked itself out as well, which is always nice. Right, we'll put that there. Just barely out of screen. Alright, both of them are itching to go once more, so you know what, why let them wait any longer? I suppose what we could do, guys, is there is a little bit of a Matcherino thing, of course. As per usual, we have the Matcherino page right here. All you got to do is sign in. Use any of those accounts that you already have signed in there in the overall good old browser. And then all you do is over here, type in the code, the coupon code 8PS187. Voila, 50 cents added to the prize pool, just like that. Another thing is, of course, they have a lot of quests here in the Matcherino. So if you want to do a little bit more without having to really pay anything yourself, right? Give money to esports. Very simple. Just give a follow to some of these people. Legion, gaming community. Follow them. They're a cool bunch of guys. Retweets. Just like that. If we all do a couple of those, you know what? That is always very amazing and helps out a ton if we all do it. Especially this one, if you're from the NA region, a survey, quick and easy, and get yourself sorted out. Alright, let's jump into the game. Into the action we go. It is in the top right side. Man with 1 point on the board so far. He is the blue Protoss fighting for Alpha X. He is Zoun. Bottom left side, the red Terran. A famous man, honestly, has been around in StarCraft 2 for a really long time. And, you know what? He's back at it again. Will he be able to get back to his former glory, though? He's always has been a contestant overall for some top positions. Recently, he has been kind of ramping it up again as well. It seems like he's really improving, but... man, can he bring his game to the new blood in town, the new man? You know what? Lost one game to him so far. Let's give it up for Bomber. Trying to hunt down that probe. Ooh, okay. Yeah, probably if he did stand still there. I'm not sure if that would have been 1 more hit or 2 more hits. 10 HP. Would have been close. Oh, he came in again. A little bit greedy, but does manage to squeeze that probe out of there. Will not lose it right now. And that is the most important part, I suppose. That probe will live on to tell the tale of his heroisms in the Terran base. The awful, gruesome things he saw them do. Squeezing their entire body in a mech suit instead of just the head. Why would they? Why would they? You've seen their awful architecture as well. Horrified, horrified. But you know what? We'll still continue to casually mine onwards. Always nice to see. You know what? No, not too much PTSD for that little probe. Alright, adept scouting going on here. Again, Bomber very very casual about the overall scouting is. Okay, well, let's this finish right here. There is still the low HP CV right there. Ooh, I feel like that was a bit of a missed micro there. I thought he was going to shoot this one again. I think he thought so as well. Kind of looking at that animation, but he actually animation cancelled the adept there. You don't see that all too often, but apparently it's a thing here. And Zoun going for the Stargate this time around. Immediately will go into the Phoenixes. And that should do alright against the Widowmines, right? As long as you're in the right position, as long as you don't get distracted, that should always be fantastic. Now, Bomber is also putting those Widowmines, of course, in the right position over here. In case it would be a Oracle play. So that kind of working out for him so far. But, will it work out for him in the long run? I'm not completely sure. Zoun here, still on the 2 base, of course. How many gateways do we have so far? Just a single gateway. Making 2 more at the front door. Allow him to ramp up the overall production cycle. Neither of these players committed to a 3rd base just quite yet. Oh, but we are seeing a tech lab added into the starports as well. So we may very well see some sort of maybe Raven, or it could be a Raven, right? Yeah, okay, there it is. For a moment I thought it was a bit silly for calling it a Raven, but no, it was a Raven in fact. Ooh. Just off 2 adapts, that is still a little bit of value right there. Well, might not be able to get away with the medevac though. It did get spotted again, and those Phoenixes, they do not let up easily. They will hunt you down to the ends of the earth here, and will start shooting it down. Now he falls down into the red abyss over here on the Pillars of Gold. Why is it called Pillars of Gold actually? Where are these golden pillars? They're all red for me. Are these the golden pillars? I suppose so. I think they might be. Maybe the idea was to make really large pillars overall. That was like massive pillars. And then he realized, you know what? People won't be able to see anything through these pillars. So let's not do that, and let's keep visibility of an overall, you know, map that is supposed to be intended for esports a little bit more visually accessible. Alright, now there's the 3rd base for Zoun coming in. 3rd base for Bomber, not quite yet on the way. Instead, we're having a party over here with the barracks. Oh no, wait, actually this is it. There's the command center. I'm a blind man. Right now it looks like. Alright, so no, that's all casual as well. Casual as she goes. Continue onwards, Bomber. Forget I said anything. Move along, please. Move along. But there will be a timing attack, though. That is one thing we can take away from this whole thing here. That might be a little bit interrupted by those Phoenixes. So far, we only have 5 Phoenixes. Right? Did we lose a single one of them? I don't think we did. No, it's just the Adepts, of course. No further Phoenix production either. And we're going to be going into Colossi tech from here on out for Zoun. Just continuing to try and be as aggressive as possible with these Phoenixes. Really on top of his micro here, actually. I'm liking that. Definitely staying on top of things here. Trying to ensure he's going to get as much as possible from these flying little fighter jets. Let's see if he tries to intercept reinforcements, or if he is going to try and squeeze away some units from the main force. Looks like he does get himself a great amount of the reinforcing units here. Look at that. Marauders, Marines, Widowmines, nothing's safe here. It's going to recall as well, so gets a good cluster. Really, overall, taking out a lot of the punch of this attack. There is the Raven with enough energy here for 2 interference matrices, I suppose. And the army supply looks a lot to be in Bomber's favor. Now, Especially with, of course, those interference matrices. I'm loving the hallucination. That's a cool attempt, but of course the hallucination, the Raven, the thing that does the interference matrix already is going to be able to see that that is a fake. So that's not gonna be too tricky for him. But at the same time, it's just still not enough. So for a moment, he was going to clean that up, but you know what? The new shield battery upgrade did pull through there, and Zoun takes another game. Takes another game. Alright, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Let's see what the next map choice will be. As we try to set everything up here. For some later points. Please don't start playing immediately. Alright, we're good. We're good. Ice and Chrome. Ice and Chrome will be the one. It's a big map. It's nice for... I'd say it's nice for Bomber, overall. A nice, large map. So far, he's been struggling with the aggression from Zoun, right? The Phoenixes, the Blink Stalkers, all of that good jazz. Making things rather difficult. Alright. So maybe on a bigger map, it's going to take a little bit longer for them to get there. But then again, at the same time, if he does try to do a counter-attack, right, it's going to take a lot longer for him to actually get that sorted. Alright, both of them saying go, go. So we're going to head into the next one. The next game. Game number 3 already. And already a 2-0 as well. Could this already be a 3-0 here? Bomber really seems to be struggling right now versus Protoss. Which is what happens to a lot of Terran players, except for Innovation and Cure, and for some reason. They still seem to be doing alright. I suppose there's some other ones as well, right? I think, let me see who else. I'm just forgetting everything right now. Wait, it's not the best of 3. It's the best of 9. 2 points to this man. Here we go. Let's just forget I mentioned anything about other Terrans, because you know what? It's why would we? Because I'm just gonna forget all the Terrans, and I'm gonna like I already have some of them in my mind, but I know then I'm gonna leave people out if I anyway. All right. Anyway, in the bottom left side, 2 points already on the board. Very well played so far. He's the blue Protoss. He is fighting for Alpha X. He is Zoun. Top right side, there he is, the red Terran player fighting for Team GP. He is the one and only Bomber. Alright. Now, what will be coming up here for Zoun this time around, right? We've seen quite a bit so far from him. We've seen him do all sorts of stuff. But is he gonna try something else again here? He should feel a lot more free to kind of be liberal with his overall approach to this, right? Already having 2 points on the board. Then again, at the same time, why fix something that ain't broke? May as well just throw a couple of more Stalkers out there. Maybe a couple of Phoenixes. And usually people do say the Phoenixes just aren't that great of an opening, because they kind of leave you vulnerable at the start. Ooh, Marine here as a surprise. Again, no Reaper for Bomber. This is a clear thing that he just doesn't like to do, it looks like. Continuously being, well, going for the Marine instead of the Reaper. He never does that much scouting because of this. And that is playing into the favor of Zoun here, and that may be another reason why he can be even more liberal with whatever he wants to do, because of the way that Bomber is approaching this, right? He might be able to get away with a little bit more greed, he might be able to get away with a sneaky little cheesy play here and there. Bomber does scout around his own base, just to make sure he's not getting proxied. So he's safe against that, but anything else... And then again, I say he's safe against the proxies, but then if there was a Stargate being proxied right there, it still would do quite a bit here. It's just very difficult to get your scouting and the intel you need without that Reaper, of course. No matter if you're going to the opposing base, or if you're just looking around your own base. So once again, Zoun going for that Twilight Council. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Most likely we'll be seeing the Blink Stalkers once more here. How many stocks do we already have? Just a single one. That's fine enough. Fine enough. There's the Blink. And Bomber. It does feel like he needs to step up his game as well. Yeah, a little bit, right? Try to figure some other stuff out. Maybe we're gonna see some Banshee play right now. Which, I mean, against Blink Stalkers, sometimes it still works. Banshees, they do a lot of damage against the Blink Stalkers. The problem is that, of course, this build already incorporates, well, as we saw previous game, in the first one as well, 2 observers immediately that got created. And, well, as long as Zoun just kind of is aware that this is coming in, you also could, of course, just recall one of the observers if he does send them out too far into the field of battle. And gets blindsided because of it, but yeah, I just don't see it doing that much damage against the Blink Stalker build, unfortunately. But no, it still has some potential with it, right? Especially if also, it's the other side of the coin here. If Zoun decides to be more aggressive, that Banshee with the support of a siege tank and some marines over here, I mean that could be pretty darn good as well, right? That's another target you have to target down. With the cloak, you have to have a observer in the neighborhood. You can't just have the observer kind of over here, so you just barely have enough range on top of this, or somewhere over here to be able to see the ramp area, but nothing else. As soon as you blink in and the Banshee is just in the base, that's still going to be able to shoot you. That's still going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Now, I think Bomber has seen the War Prism coming in here with the Banshee. As we have the... Wow, I almost didn't even see that observer right here. That's a funky spot to hide it. Anyway, yeah, so it looks like we are going to have that Banshee fall backwards here and try to safeguard this, the main base. 2 siege tanks. That's more than we had in the first time around. 2 Banshees as well. Good amount of marines. He should be able to hold on here. There's 2 bunks here as well. That is always nice to see. Yeah, Zoun, he is also going for that quick third base here. Of course, the reason why it worked out so well, is, of course, as well in the first game was because of that quick third base from Bomber. Which is, you know what, not the case this time around. Did still get himself the safety engineering bay, of course, though. That's pretty much a must for any type of Terran play versus the Protoss. And the stocks are waiting around for so long that, you know what, Bomber decided, I'm just going to start moving across the map with these Banshees. I don't think I need them anymore. I've got a pretty darn solid defensive setup here, and I think I would agree. As a Raven here, can throw down some auto turrets as well if need be. Stimpack still a ways removed from finishing up though. Oh my god! The Banshees run head first into a cluster of those Stalkers right there. Zoun playing it safe as well. Was completely ready for this one. And, well, that's just rough. That's just rough overall. Bomber realizing, you know what, I might be able to just clean this up then. And Zoun, man. What a guy, what a guy. Finds another opportunity to still do damage in the long run. Oh, Interference Matrix might hit that War Prism. He still loads up in time. More stocks on the other side now, though. Jeez Louise. Zoun is absolutely everywhere. How does he know? How does he know? Alright, that's right. No, he doesn't even have the Observer there anymore. Kills off the Raven. Jeez Louise. He's on an absolute path of destruction right now. Killing 8 SCVs. Killing the Raven. Killing a Banshee 3. Well, I suppose that... You know what? Is it, yeah, I like it. I like it. That's a good trade there for Zoun. 64 works was 47, which is now 49. But overall, nicely played there by Zoun. As a new observer here as well. And to be fair though, I think this may be the longest time we've seen Bomber staying alive so far in the other 2 games. Compared to the other 2 games. This is... This is a new high here for Bomber, it feels like. Right? Where it's not just completely all crumbling underneath his feet away. He's still doing all right. He's still in this. He's got a solid army here. Should be able to thwart much of the encroachments of the Blink Stalker play here. Should be able to kind of keep that at bay. And this little drop over here does have a little bit of an opportunity to get some damage done as well. The Zoun cannon's not quite ready yet. Is he going to target those down or just go straight for the probe line? I think that is the way to do it. Ooh, nice force field though. Good reaction from Zoun as well. And only 2 probes. Okay, no, does continue onwards. 5 probes, there we go. Finds the damage, has to let go of a lot of those Marines though. And oh my Zoun. Continuously, just with this multitasking here. Okay, isn't able to intercept the medevacs. Unfortunately, that could have been big. It looks like he's still trying though. But yeah, that's it's just not going to work. You're right. That is unlucky. Good effort though. Well placed there. Good reading of the movements, and those stalkers got there very quickly as well. I thought those stalkers were further across the map, but very quickly coming back home again to help out against those dropping medevacs right now. Single Banshee here, clearing out the watchtower. Cursed as a flying unit, of course, not to be allowed to take watchtowers themselves. They don't count. They really don't count. And the 4th base for Zoun has been created, is now, well, pretty much fully saturated. Just needs to get those gases up as well. As opposed to the 4th base of Bomber. Where is that 4th base? He is making it. There it is. It is on its way, but it's going to take a while. I think Zoun was expecting it to be dropped over here, but I think it's going to go towards the top left side of things. And oh my, Bomber really ramping up the aggression right now. Look at that, coming in from 2 angles. And this is the first time really that we're seeing this type of attack coming in across the map here with some real nice multi-pronged harassment. The attack on the main base did get spotted here. Zoun sending some units already immediately over now. And looks like he should just have enough here to really hold his own. On the other side, I mean, that's still a scary ball of Marauders and Marines. That is a good amount. Should be able to shut down some Colossi and kill off Disruptors before they really get their shot off. But let's see if that's going to be the case. Needs to... Okay, whoop. Dodges that one. Manages to jump away. Goes forward this time around. And that's a bit of a rough one. Has to pick up to avoid being killed off by the Disruptor. And man, that's rough. That is just rough overall. And still in the main base. I mean, there's still a lot of stocks there as well. Nothing much being achieved there. On the top side, Bomber comes in with a 3rd attack. Might be able to achieve something here. It looks like he will be able to clean up the Nexus. And that's a good pick-off, right? That's a good start. How much of his forces overall did he lose, though? It's not that far apart, honestly. That was a really good maneuver there from Bomber. Finally finding some momentum for his own place here. Disruptors are in the main base. And not enough stocks here on the bottom either. So this 3rd or 4th base... I guess it's the 3rd base now, but it's also in quite a bit of trouble here. Looks like it may be a bit of a hassle. Also for one of the medevacs. It was the empty one, though. Disruptors being pulled very thin. Again, another kill on that base right here. Disruptors are just not the right tool for this type of harassment, is it? Very difficult for them to keep up. Very difficult for them to kind of be absolutely everywhere. And wow, Bomber making great use of the overall environments of this map here. The map layouts and the small edges into the other bases. Right now, we'll start to move backwards, but you know what? Not before he sends out another clump of Marines, Marauders, and all those good medevacs as well. Working that magic. Alright, that medevac did get cleaned up, but as we mentioned, another attack coming in. Where's the Disruptors? We've not seen a single good Disruptor shot continuously. The Disruptor's just not in a position to really remedy any sort of situation. Alright, now they're coming in. Again, this base gets killed off. And this is starting to really add up here for Bomber. He's, I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to be still a repairable situation here for Zoun. Not just his workers and his economy are going down, but also a lot of his army actually now starting to dwindle here. As, you know what, Bomber just has so much more economy. Oh my god, gets another Nexus. Back to 2 base with you, my man. All while just sitting on a comfortable 4 bases here. Coming into the main base again. Bomber absolutely relentless. His drop control here is out of this world, honestly. Doing a marvelous job so far. And Zoun really struggling here. And there it is, GG. Being killed off of the back of just relentless, continuous aggression there. That just knew no end. Impressive, very impressive there from Bomber, honestly. As soon as he really got going, right, didn't take the damage, played it safe this time in the early game, and managed to really get the ball rolling and just kind of get stuff sorted. All right, let me host the other stuff here, and while we wait, let's see what this is all about.
My name is Rushy, and this is a 1-minute tutorial on how to create your own Matcherino quests for your online events. Let's get started. Go to Matcherino.com and click the sign-in button in the top right. You'll need to link an account to begin. I use my Twitch account because it's the most convenient for me, but you can choose which one works best for you. Once you log in, click your username in the top right and select Profile. Along the left side will be a place to select Sponsored Quests, and you've arrived. Click the Add button and give this quest a clear title and a sleek image. Your quest can be attached to all games, but one option to better reach your audience is to limit your quest to games that fit your specific community. You can also target specific audiences by whitelisting specific countries, or by blacklisting specific countries so they can't see your quests. You can also set specific actions that your quests require, such as website clicks or Twitter follow. Doing all of this will get you great looking buttons that your fans can interact with on your Matcherino pages. Use the Analytics tab to see how your quests are doing and what works best for your community. Every click counts. I hope this video helped you start your Matcherino quest. Thanks for supporting Matcherino. Now, let's get back to the action. Matcherino pages. Use the...
Alright. So my hotkey for switching scenes... so the hotkey scenes things, switching scenes is the same as there. Alright, Everdream. Everdream will be the map. Getting things started again. There we go. Go, 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 go. Alright. Getting things started. And remember guys, the Matcherino, you can't just set up your own quest. You could also, to support this one, go to that link just above the chat and do some of your own quests. Fill out the code. Support StarCraft 2 overall. Support these 2 players, Zoun and Bomber. I'm sure they would appreciate it, and I'm sure they would very much like to have a little bit more extra money, which came from pretty much thin air for some reason. Materialized, much like I do a lot of the times with the green screen stuff, but anyway, alright. We're going into game number 4 here. Looks like so far not running away too much with the game. Once again in a precarious situation, and may have had his feathers a little bit ruffled after that one, after game number 3. Let's see what he can bring to the table in game number 4. He's the blue Protoss, he's fighting for Alpha X. He is Zoun. In the top right side, there he is, the red Terran player, fighting for Team GP. He is none other than Bomber. Building a barracks. He moves 16 tons, and what does he get? Another barracks. That's it. This is as far as I got. Alright. The games so far have been a little bit interesting. Not gonna lie. Brought some entertaining stuff right here. So far it does appear like Zoun needs to get a little bit of an advantage in that early game to really get the ball rolling. But to be fair, I mean, he went for a big Stalker aggression play and get that game number 3, right? But because of the benches, I think he didn't feel comfortable to really commit to it. Had to keep a lot of the stocks at home, and because of this, couldn't really get the get stuff going for him on the other side of the map. Once again, we're seeing that Marine start here from a Bomber as well. A thing that is just going to be, I think, on repeat for the rest of this series here. Seeing how often he goes for this. So, I think he just honestly just prefers going for the quicker factory here instead of, well, and the reactor, of course, as well, instead of the Reaper. I guess it, well, So the Marines over here, they do help out a little bit with the bunkers specifically, of course, against the Adept, the initial units. It might be because of that. But then again, I mean, it's so valuable to just have that Reaper kind of indicate what is coming your way. And it doesn't change that much overall TPS outputs compared to a Marine. It's just a little bit delayed with the reactor and the follow-up to Marines, but usually that still should be enough here. But then again, I suppose you wouldn't be able to do this type of stuff, right? Move aggressively forwards and already get some pre-damage on that Adept before anything else happens, really. Alright, Zoun, what is he up to? Twilight Council, once again, getting himself a proxy pylon here with a Dark Shrine. Alright, going for this one right now. So far, we have seen Bomber continuously, well, getting the Engineering Bay first and foremost, but also very often getting himself a Raven from the starport. So, I'm not quite sure if I'm liking the Dark Shrine. I think it's a good thing to mix in, though, in a best of 9 overall. But I just don't see this getting too far, honestly. But, you know what, maybe it will. Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe it's gonna be pleasantly surprised. He is going for Widowmine drops again. That could work out in his favor, for Zoun, I mean. Gonna delay any type of a Raven play a little bit, of course. Having to make one of those medevacs first and foremost. If he's really lucky, Zoun it is, of course. We might even see a Banshee follow-up again here from Bomber, right? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Here it is. There's the first one. There's the tech lab. Moving across. Now, of course, if you go for the Dark Shrine as well, your blink is going to be delayed. You're not going to have as many stocks at home either. So, the likelihood of the Widowmine drop doing a lot of damage here also kind of going up overall. We'll have to wait and see if Zoun is going to be in a good position here. It looks like he will be. 2 Adepts and a Stalker here. Sending in those Dark Templar right now. The missile turret is on the way. He's also making himself a Raven right now. That's the scan as well. It's going to be able to pick off both of those Dark Templar. Well, one of them just barely gets out, but without... Well, there it is. Okay, second scan. Just managed to get it. Missile turret now as well is done. And yeah, those Dark Templar really didn't get anything done here. That is disgusting. So, 500 minerals lost. Well, 500 resources lost, right? Versus 200, pretty much. Not the best for Zoun here. He's going to go for the third base. Overall, didn't take any losses from the Widowmine. That did get thwarted. Where did that Widowmine even go? Where's this medevac? Okay, went back home. Third base on the way for Bomber. He must be feeling pretty comfortable here, making this third base before any other barracks or anything like that. After the DT harassment, the attempt of DT harassment, maybe I should say. But yeah, continuously, we've been seeing Bomber play so incredibly safe for just in case if it were to be Dark Templar. And, well... You know what, if you do it consistently, at one point it will, of course, pay off. That's what we've seen happening right here now. The Hallucinated Phoenix did still see quite a bit here. Okay, did see that it is, well, I suppose Bio did see that it's a third base. Reactor on the factory and all that stuff. Bomber attempting to find... where the proxy pylons are. Not going to be able to do so far. Might pick off this probe though. Ooh, a DT in the way. That's always funny when that happens. Just a random DT walking around on the map. Still being able to find some value. Killing off 2 Marines. You know what? Can't scoff at it, right? A kill's a kill. And every little bit helps. Must be quite a task though, running around with a DT continuously on the map as well. Just kind of looking for random marines and stuff like that. Does definitely tax that multitasking for Zoun, but you know what? He's a quick young fella, so if anyone can do it, it should be him. Couple of Archons being created. Army supplies relatively close. Could be rather scary. A lot of Stalkers as well on that right side. This could be a trouble, honestly. Charge has been upgraded as well. GT coming in again as... Ooh, yeah, that is going to get killed. That is going to get killed for sure. And, alright, here we go. The Stalkers blinking forward. Zealots as well. Mostly the anti-armor missile, actually. Alright, now hitting both of the forces right here. More Zealots coming in right now to support. Will not have that orange Dorito dust on top of them. So tanking a lot more damage. And it looks like, you know what, Boomer suddenly found himself shut down here. Not having enough splash damage against the Zealots or the Stalkers. The siege tank wasn't in siege position. The Widow Mines were gone and dealt with, I suppose. Where are those Widow Mines? I guess he has one over here still. But yeah, just completely blindsided with what was hitting him there. So that's a reasonable force, but I'm not quite sure if this is going to be enough here for Zoun to... well, at least for him to win the game overall. It's going to be a rough one. Nice pickups, of course, here. Always help out. Another Dark Templar seeing this coming in at the same time. Zealot being dropped in the main base right there. Finding even further damage right now with this Warp Prism. And Zoun is just like, alright, well, let me just drop right on top of you. I don't need charge if I can just put units on top of your units with this. So yeah, definitely getting enough damage here that as long as he holds this attack, he should be good. But that is, of course, in case if he holds this attack. Oh, a little bit of a miss micro there, I think, from Boomer. Struggling a bit, getting really right on top of the Zealots right there for a while. The Widow Mine not getting a great connection, and I think this is too little, too late. Boomer not really winning this fight either. And GG is called. Zoun takes another game here. Game number 4 goes into his favor. And that's 4 games down. 3 games so far in favor for Zoun. Finding himself a good momentum. Finding himself some great overall. Well, a great lead overall, I should say. Well done by him. Let's see what kind of map Boomer wants to play on. I believe we still have a couple of them available. Submarine. Alright, Submarine. The smaller map is going to be picked here. Let's bring him in. Bring him in. Remember, guys, just kind of a heads up, we do have that Matcherino page still. You can buy yourself some replays. You can get yourself everything sorted. They are above the top right of the chat right there. Let me see if everyone is in the right position. Let me get the referee stuff going as well. No match history. That's what they want. All right. So let's get this started, and I'll just quickly kind of show you guys once again. So right over here, it's very easy to do something like this. I'm a bit afraid to do them myself. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Screw it. All right, there we go. If attempted to log in with an account associated with another Matcherino account, you have to switch. Okay, so... Alright. Hold up. Need to be on the Twitter accounts. Otherwise, yep. Let's try to do this quick. Alright, shall we? Follow Lino. Just like that. Easy as can be. No problem. And voila. Verify. Here we have them. There we go. Follow. And we're done. Is that it? I think we did it. Just like that. You add some money to the overall prize pool. As easy as that. Get your stuff sorted. Also some other stuff. Of course, retweet Alpha X, retweet Exalted Esports. As easy as can be. And get yourself sorted with the stuff. Alright, well, in this game right now, we are seeing Boomer being a little bit cheeky and immediately being scouted out here, sniffed out by the bloodhounds. That is Zoun here. The blue Protoss fighting for Alpha X. He is Zoun, as I said his name before, but you know what, that was when you are supposed to say it anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Double gas swallow up here for Bummer after having that barracks being found out. Probably wants to ramp up the aggression in some other way and try to get things you know, a little bit more okay than they are right now. He's the red Terran player, Team GP's Bummer. Probe harassment once again. Trying to get right on top of those SAVs, stop the barracks production. Alright, let's him be. Let's him go in peace right now. I mean, this barracks is awfully delayed, so this probe has a lot more time to just kind of be in a nuisance. And look at that, getting even further delay on this barracks production. Another SUV is pulled, doesn't want this to be delayed any further. Should be okay though. There goes the factory. But Zoun knows everything now that Bummer is doing, right? He knows all the timings, he knows the double gas, he's seen it all. And he's even seen, alright, may not have seen the factory. Okay, does get the rescout right now. So gets that stuff sorted. Comes in again, wants to get the SCV right here. Deny some further mining. The probe is stuck now in the base of the Terran, but you know what? This probe, he is a killer, isn't he? Oh, makes a pylon here to avoid it immediately being able to throw down an add-on here. I wouldn't be surprised if he cancels this as soon as it kind of gets close, but that's going to delay any further attempt for Bomber. You know what? Just kind of multitasking there. I'm not quite sure if that was worth it, but you know what? It's definitely cool. Maybe a little bit of a slap across the face there from Zoun towards Bomber, being like, what the hell are you doing, mate? What's happening with this game? This is not a great start for you, is it? let me make it a little bit easier for you, perhaps. But, you know what, making it harder for you as well. Alright. It's only 25 minerals, but I suppose the 25 minerals overall delay for... It's only like... It really was only a second, maybe 2 seconds, right? I know StarCraft 2 is about tiny things, but I'm not sure if that was worth the 25 minerals overall. It is interesting though. Oh my, so that's what we're going for. Fusion core. Alright. Fusion core on the way right now. I mean, we've talked about it before. Battlecruisers, they do alright against the Protoss overall, but the Blink Stalkers, they do alright against the battlecruisers. That's the big problem here. Shield batteries as well, already being constructed. So far, nothing in the main base just yet. He still has quite a bit of time, though, of course, to get that constructed. And we'll have to wait and see, of course, if he even is going to go for something like this. And the battlecruiser can catch a Protoss rather off guard very quickly, too, right? And it is one of those units that, if you have it and it suddenly just appears, the potential for a snowball is pretty darn high compared to any other units, right? Suddenly you're just losing probes, and if it manages to kill off 1 or 2 stalkers that are stragglers somewhere, you know what, just kind of trying to wait for a Widowmine drop or something like that, you kill 2 of those, and then, you know, you kill 2 more somewhere else, suddenly stuff is going to be looking upwards. Now that is, of course, a big what if, right? That is killing off probes, killing off some stalks, and then maybe killing off some more stalkers. It would require Zoun to make a little bit of a mistake as well as overall positioning and movement goes, but it's not that unlikely. Even with people of the caliber such as Zoun, it still happens. The game is difficult enough to allow little transgressions like that, make things difficult, right? In come the Mariners right now. There is no medevac whatsoever, of course, so every little bit of damage here really is going to add up quite a ton. Oh, the battlecruiser here in the main base right now. There is a shield battery there, immediately recalling those stalkers. Needs to get back home again. And so far, not a single kill has been made with this battlecruiser, and the stalkers are plentiful enough to really force that backwards. Now, this is going to allow the overall ground forces to encroach upon the position, though, of course. Zoun needs to get back at it again, get back out of there to really try to delay this. Force those siege tanks to siege up. Ooh, gets one of them. That is very big. We'll be able to do quite a ton there. Oh, needs to be careful. I think he just doesn't have to blink right now. Gets the second siege tank. And I think that may be the end of things right now. Has an immortal here as well. Killing one of his own stalkers there. That's always funny. You know what? A little bit of a the Manamuling of the Protoss kind right there. We'll be able to clean up the battlecruiser as well. And GG has scored 4 games right now for Zoun here, going into his favor. And only a single one going into Bummer's favor. Now, the one that Bummer did win, though, that was a very, very cool game. And looked like it was going to be more than enough to, you know, allow him to get some more wins, right? He looks so incredibly dominant as soon as he kind of got that multi-pronged harassment started. But he needed to get to that middle game, right? The early game really is where he seems to be struggling here. And we'll have to wait and see if he's going to be able to pick it up again. Now, which maps do we still have available? I think it is Death, Aura, and Golden Wall. Death or okay, no, he picked Death. I see. He already made up his mind. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Death Aura going to be the choice here. Let's see what they are bringing to the table this time around. Really hoping to see Bummer kind of bringing his A game again. I mean, when he did get those drops going, man, it looked mighty strong, Like honestly, pretty darn impeccable, almost, right? Anyway, as this is loading up, guys, let me talk to you about. We've mentioned them before, but let's do it again, shall we? They are Lenovo. We want to kind of give them a shout out because Lenovo is currently supporting the Legion gaming community, which is a central hub for official Legion content and rewards. If you go check out gaming.lenovo.com, where you can find streams, VODs, videos from pros, and also, while doing that, you can earn yourself special prizes through quests and connect with other members of the Legion community. Make sure to click on Lenovo sponsor quest over at the Matcherino event page to learn more about the Legion gaming community. And thanks to our friends at Lenovo for supporting the esports scene. That is very much appreciated. And you know what? We're hoping to continue that trend onwards overall to, you know what? Fulfill both our desires for the esports scene and StarCraft 2 overall as well. Anyway. Talking about StarCraft 2, look at this man right here. He is absolutely banking it right now. Once again, going across the map there with his early on barracks. And, you know what, going for the double gas here as well. Could be a 1-1-1. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, he is the Red Terran from Team GP. He is a Bummer. Top left side. There's his barracks. Here's his base. Well, no, not his base. It's the Blue Protoss. The Alpha X player, he is Zoun. Going for some stuff. And probably scratching his head right now, being like, wait a moment. I think something's missing here. Just gonna have to get that first initial Zealot as quickly as possible to kind of secure the main base. Doesn't know what's coming just quite yet, right? Scouting the wrong side of the map as well, first and foremost. That's always a bit of a bummer when that happens, but... alright. Factory follow-up is at the home base, so it really is just the one single barracks that right now that is being proxied with the Stalkers. Now, that does alright against the Zealot, of course. Might still be able to get a little bit of damage dealt here. So far, one probe. Of course, that's not going to be enough to really pay for the overall proxy and the Reapers. Well, once again, himself a bit more here because, you know, his second base is also going to be quite delayed here. But then again, he is going to be set up as well for the other parts of the game with that Wicker factory. Stalker making life difficult here. Will not be able to pick off the second Reaper, but doesn't die off either, right? So, it doesn't get to do any damage either. So that's always nice to see. Another Reaper here, still gonna get instructed by Bomber. Lets the probe in and locks him up. Trying to still gain some value through that. And man, we're already in game number 6 here. I feel like we haven't been going for that long yet, have we? No, I mean, it's not even been an hour and we're already 5 games down. It's been quick and it's been dirty. But then again, like, it doesn't really feel like we're having a lot of cheese. It's just a lot of pressure that is really working out for one player and then just kind of ending the game. At least that is how it works for Zoun. Other than that, the overall victory from Bomber, of course, did come in a little bit later, which surprises me that we're seeing the double barrack. Well, yeah, the double proxied barracks continuously. Well, what I mean with double is, of course, twice in a row, a single barracks being proxied. But, I mean, if he does just kind of play that solid game, he plays it safe, he plays it cool, he doesn't try anything fancy, just stays alive up until the moment in time where he will be able to get the aggression going again. I feel like he should be in a really good spot to just kind of win the game overall, just off of the back of that, because that looked so incredibly dominant. But it just doesn't seem like that is what he's going for anymore. We'll be loading up more Wither Mines into the Medevac though, 4 of them this time around. Blink not even halfway done just quite yet. I guess the 2 Reapers, well yeah, the 3 Reapers helping out a little bit with delaying the overall attacking of Zoun, and this might cause these Wither Mines to be a little bit more successful. Of course, we don't have an armory just yet, but you know what, without that also this should still be able to get quite a bit of damage going. There we go, 2 Wither Mines in the main base. Let's see. Oh, and burrows, there we go, nicely done. 2 more Wither Mines in the natural. I'm not that stoked about the positioning overall of the Wither Mines here, but you know what, does manage to get 2 out of there again, and skedaddles, skadoodles, Smedevacs and noodles, but yeah, gets himself out of there with those 2 mines, so might be able to get back around again at some later point in time. Link still almost ready. Gonna make it a lot easier if that Medevac does decide to come in again. But at the same time, of course, if that Medevac just kind of stays as a problem here, even like he doesn't even need to keep it hidden, right? He could just kind of leave it in the dead zone around here or around here, just barely in vision, and force a lot of these stocks to stay home. And that on its own might already be worth it, because that means it's going to be a lot easier for Bomber to kind of hold his own against these types of Blinkstalker harassments, right? Which is something he's tied to a couple of times already in this best of 9 scenario. On the other hand, I mean, if you do keep it hidden, ultimately Zoun may forget about it a little bit here. Might not be in a good position anymore. Might just send most of his stuff across the map, and then suddenly, when he least expects a Wither Mine drops, it just comes in anyway, right? Suddenly it will make its appearance. There it goes right now. The attempt is here, but the... oh, welp. That's a rough one. Alright, so the stock's now free and ready to move across the map again. Bomber. Is it gonna go for a 3rd base? Well, he doesn't have a 3rd base quite yet, so we'll have to send himself towards the... interesting building placement here as well, actually. Very curious. Doesn't feel that organized, but... I mean, he doesn't have a place right now for an add-on here either, does he? Anyway, Zoun sees the move out with the Observer, so we'll start sending in Stalkers here on the back side of things. We'll be able to clean up 1 Medevac immediately. Couple of the reinforcing units as well. I mean, this is very rough. This is a lot of damage that's going to be taken again here by Bomber, and once more he's under the pressure that now he has to deal damage here with this attack, and the recall just happens immediately, so that, you know what, Zoun doesn't, like, he's not completely outforced here either anymore. GG. GG Skull. That means that Zoun is going to be taking it 5-1. What a shame. It definitely felt like Bomber, he was struggling there, man. He was definitely struggling there. The one game that he did win, absolutely amazingly played, very well done, but unfortunately, just not enough. Not enough here, and that means that Zoun is going to be taking it. We'll be moving on forwards to the to the prize pool first place, I suppose. So this is a show match. All right, lovely stuff. All right, I need to stop dematerializing here. All right, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. This is the last shout out for the Matcherino, of course. Go fill out that code, fill out those quests, help us out with that one, and that would be greatly appreciated. Why am I'm not that green, am I? Right, anyway, regardless, I'm getting distracted again. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Bye-bye.